Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show on Key Time Sports. I will be covering the week 6 games of the NFL season right now. There is a lot of matchups to get into, and there could possibly be quite a few upsets this week if we are not careful as far as all of the bettors out there. So the first game we have is the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, they've had both of these teams are in the same boat, same record, 2-3. They've had early season struggles. San Francisco, they lost to Minnesota. Then they lost just Sunday to their arch rival, Arizona. Seattle, they've had trouble just like the 49ers. They've lost to Detroit, and they've also lost a home game. So with this game, this is going to be a momentum barrier for the division lead, and also whoever wins this game tonight, I believe that they will go on to win the division. So in this game, Brock Purdy, he's going to have a good game. Geno Smith is going to have a good game. The running back for the Seattle Seahawks, I'm not expecting him to have over 100 yards. I think he'll get somewhere between 75 and 85, but he will not crack 100 yards against this San Francisco defense, who is decimated at injury right now. But I still believe that they have more than enough weapons on offense and defense to be able to go into Seattle and win this game. So I got the San Francisco 49ers winning this game by at least a touchdown, if not more. Make no mistake about it, this game is going to be close throughout, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game, if the 49ers win by a field goal or a touchdown. The next game I want to talk about is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. Now, there have been some recent news that has came out this week, and I talked about this. So if Doug Peterson and the Jaguars lose to the Chicago Bears, Doug Peterson may possibly be fired as early as right after the game or Monday or Tuesday of next week. So keep a lookout on that. All of my viewers out there, keep a lookout on Doug Peterson's job. And also with the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, he is coming into form. He has thrown 8 touchdowns since week 3. So he is coming into form. Roma Doomsday, DeAndre Swift, and also the tight ends for the Chicago Bears are coming straight into form. Now, like I said, I keep reiterating that before the season started, I had Chicago as my dark horse team to make it to the playoffs, and I still believe that. And I think that this week, I think that they will win over the Jaguars, and I believe Doug Peterson will lose his job because the Chicago Bears have the much better offense and defense, because we all know that the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Colts, they were up by 14, under 3 minutes left, and the Colts came back, tied the game with about a minute and a half left, and also it took a walk-off field goal for the Jaguars to win. So I don't have any hope and belief in the Jaguars defense. I believe Caleb Williams is going to shred the Jaguars defense. So when the Jaguars go to fire their head coach, fire the defensive coordinator too. So I got the Chicago Bears winning this game by at least a touchdown, if not more. The next game I want to talk about is the Arizona Cardinals and Green Bay Packers. All right, Green Bay, this is the game. This is a game for you to just win outright. We already know what is going on in Arizona. It's a rebuilding year. Even though they had an upset win last week, they're not going to have an upset win this week in Green Bay. I expect Jordan Love to go off and have a game pass for over 300 yards. And I expect the Green Bay Packers defense to force 2 or 3 turnovers outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. Who else does the Arizona Cardinals have that can pose as a potential threat on the offensive side of the ball? We already know what Kyler Murray can do with his legs, but outside of Kyler Murray's legs and Marvin Harrison Jr., the Arizona offense is non-existent, and you cannot take a non-existent offense on the road and think that you are going to win a road game. So I have the Green Bay Packers winning this game by, I'm going to say 10 points or more. 10 points. I got the Green Bay Packers by 10 in this game. The next game I want to talk about is the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Colts are going to win this game because for the Titans, throughout the season, it has been a revolving door because they have went from Will Levis to Zach Mettenberger to they have a third quarterback. The third quarterback hasn't played yet, so it's just been Will Levis and Zach Mettenberger. And both of those quarterbacks are basically average. We all know that the Tennessee Titans coming into this season, they were not going to be a playoff team, and this was going to be a rebuilding year for them. But as far as now, Tennessee, they are still in the same boat. Indianapolis, they have Joe Flacco at the helm. Anthony Richardson is still nursing an injury. He is still out. And I think that Indianapolis, they have the better offense. Obviously, they have the better quarterback. So I think that Indianapolis will go into Tennessee and upset the Titans. And the Titans will drop to 1-5 on the season. So the next game I want to talk about is the Houston Texans and New England Patriots. Houston Texans, they're going to win this game outright. It's going to be a blowout. I don't even know why they still have the point spread in favor of Houston at 7. I believe that Houston is going to win this game by at least 17 points, if not more, because this is going to be a blowout. And then you have Drake May, who is starting his first ever start. Like I said, I said this earlier in the season after week 2. I said before the season ends, Drake May will be under center. And that is exactly what Drake May is doing. He is not going to have a good day against this Texan defense. The Texans defense is a top 15 defense. To be exact, last time I checked, they were at number 9 in total defense. So the New England Patriots are going to have a tough day against Houston. I expect C.J. Stroud to come in, have a day, and this game should be over by the middle of the fourth quarter, if not earlier, because the New England Patriots, their offense has not sustained any drives this season, and they are not able to stay on the field as far as third down offense. They have one of the worst third down offenses in the NFL at this particular point and time. So I got the Houston Texans winning this game by at least 2 touchdowns or more because the New England Patriots do not have the same home field advantage that they did many years ago. The next game I want to talk about is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Before I get into this game, first off, I want to give my sincerest prayers to all of the people that live in Tampa and all down in Sarasota and surrounding counties in Florida. They have been dealing with a They have been dealing with Hurricane Milton, and hopefully nobody has died from it. So for a moment of silence, I am going to pray for Tampa, that everybody goes back to their house safely after this storm. So, thank you. Now, back to the game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. I got Tampa winning this game because Derek Carr, he's been up and down. After week 2, everybody was saying, "Is this a new Derek Carr?" The Saints blew out the Dallas Cowboys, and then all of a sudden you see over the last 3 weeks they've been on a 3-game losing streak, and I believe that Tampa Bay's defense is going to have a better game than they did their last opponent, because we all know with Derek Carr, if you send pressure up the middle and on both sides and somebody coming from behind, he is not going to have a chance to be able to throw the football down the field. And Derek Carr, I've been saying over the years that Derek Carr is just an average quarterback. America, listen to me. Have I ever led you wrong with a quarterback? Derek Carr is just an average quarterback, and I wouldn't be surprised if the New Orleans Saints lost in the first round of the playoffs. But as for this game, you got the Tampa Bay defense, which is led by Todd Bowles. Tampa has the better defense. New Orleans, they seem a little iffy right now on the offensive side. Plus, they can't stop anybody on the defensive side. So I got Tampa in this game. The next game I want to talk about is the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this is going to be another blowout game, because Philadelphia, they are just coming off of a bye week. The Cleveland Browns, they are just a team that is a shell of themselves right now. I mean, Cleveland, like Deshaun Watson, you don't know what you're going to get from him now at all. I mean, he is the Deshaun Watson from Houston is so far gone. That was pre-COVID Deshaun Watson, the guy that we saw in Houston. Now this guy, he's just a run of the muck. And just like I said, Cleveland in their franchise history, they went through 30 quarterbacks. All 30 quarterbacks they thought were the franchise cornerstone that they needed. Obviously, all of those quarterbacks are not. So, in this draft coming up, they are going to be looking for their 31st potential cornerstone franchise. Let's see if the Cleveland Browns, are going to find their cornerstone franchise quarterback, because it is not Deshaun Watson. And this game, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout, because the Browns, they got blown out last week by the Commanders. So I got Philadelphia winning this game by at least 17 points, if not more. The next game I want to talk about, and this is the game of all games right here, Washington and Baltimore. I got Baltimore winning this game, but make no mistake about it, I believe this game is going to be close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Baltimore Ravens run all over the Commanders, because the Commanders, they have trouble stopping the run. They are at the bottom half of the league in stopping the run. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a blowout. But I do have the Baltimore Ravens winning this game. And I'm going to say by 10 points, because Washington, ever since the first game, they've been on a 4-game winning streak. I expect them to lose this game. It's tough to go into Baltimore and win in Baltimore. So Washington, I got you losing this game. I got to go with Baltimore in this game. The next game I want to talk about is the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Mile High is happy all of a sudden. Denver Broncos 3-2. Like I said before the season started, the Denver Broncos are going to have a couple upset victories, and they have. The last game that they played versus the Las Vegas Raiders was the first game all season that they were favored to win. Every other game they won, they were an underdog. And even this game right here against the Chargers, they are an underdog. But I believe that the Los Angeles Chargers somehow they are going to win this game because Los Angeles Chargers, they have the best defense in the NFL, tops in total yards allowed. So in total yards allowed, the Los Angeles Chargers are at the best. Number 2 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this game, Bo Nix for the Broncos, he's coming into his own. But I just think that the Los Angeles Chargers will force Bo Nix into some horrible, horrible turnovers. So I got the Los Angeles Chargers winning this game on a walk-off field goal. And currently, the Chargers are a 3-point favorite. So I got the Chargers winning this game. The next game I want to talk about is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this is the type of game that the Steelers, they are going to win because you don't know what you are going to see in Las Vegas because Gardner Minshew, I keep telling everybody, Gardner Minshew is a career backup. When he is a starter, he has not produced out there on the field. Then you have the situation with Devontae Adams. He wants to get out of Vegas. And with all of this uncertainty going on in Vegas, I got to go with the Steelers because the Steelers, they know what type of brand of football they want to play, and they have a blueprint of what type of ball they want to play. So I got the Steelers just by my gut instinct because Las Vegas, they not going anywhere. They just need to get ready for the NFL draft in April. Just go ahead. That's one of the teams that needs to get ready for the draft. Now, the next game I want to talk about is the Detroit Lions and my beloved Dallas Cowboys. We had a close game in Pittsburgh last week on Sunday. We had a close game in Pittsburgh that we pulled out from the jaws of defeat. And this game right here against the Detroit Lions. Now, does anybody remember the game last year between these two teams, the Lions and the Cowboys? It went down to the wire. I think that this game is going to go down to the wire again. And I think that they have Detroit as the favorite in this game. Even though Detroit is on the road, I believe that my Cowboys coming back home are going to be able to upset the Detroit Lions. Because we all know that the Detroit Lions, they have some trouble stopping the run too. This is not like that the Detroit Lions have a tough, hard-nosed defense and the Dallas running game don't have a chance. Both of these teams' defenses are in the same boat. So this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a close game. And I expect the Cowboys to win this game. I expect Dak to will his team to victory again if the running game does not play up to par like it needs to. So I got the Cowboys winning this game by a touchdown. The next game I want to talk about is the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers. Atlanta's going to win this game outright because Carolina, I keep on saying, is a dumpster fire. Dave Canales, why would you put Bryce Young in when the game is far out of hand? And all of a sudden, Andy Dalton, like I said, Andy Dalton, he is never the answer. He's just a big question mark. How long is Andy Dalton going to be there? Because you mess it. I know Bryce Young, he says that what did this momentary setback, it doesn't bother him, but we all know that it does, because the Panthers, when they drafted Bryce Young, they had a plan that says no matter how bad it looks, Bryce Young will be our starter. But Dave Canales, he came in and switched the lineup and said Andy Dalton would be the starter. The Carolina Panthers, everybody, from the owner to the GM to the head coach to equipment staff, anybody associated with the Carolina Panthers, you are making that city look bad. You are making the NFL look bad. All other 31 teams are trying to win, and it seems like you are not trying to win, Carolina. So this is just a dumpster fire, and I'm not even going to talk about the Panthers anymore. Well, scratch that. I am going to talk about the Panthers a little bit more this season, but I just don't like the situation that the Carolina Panthers are in when it comes from a viewership standpoint to a fan standpoint. I mean, you're not giving your fans any hope. And David Tepper, the Panthers owner, you have got to put a better product on the field if you want more fans in them seats at the stadium. The next game I want to talk about is the Cincinnati Bengals and New York Giants. Cincinnati should win this game. The New York Giants, I wouldn't be surprised if they upset Cincinnati in this game, because we all know Daniel Jones. I hear it every week. Daniel Jones is this. Daniel Jones is that. Guys, we are in year 6 of the Daniel Jones experience in East Rutherford, New Jersey. What has he displayed out of a 1-year turnaround when it comes to his playoff success? Now, albeit it was against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota, they wasn't going to do anything during that playoff cycle anyway. This year, New York Jets, still the same team that they have been over the last 20 years. A rough and tough team that'll make a game look ugly, keep it close, and then the last 2 or 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, try and find a way to win. But this game, Jamar Chase will have a good game. T. Higgins, I don't know where he's at. I believe that they said that he's back from injury. I don't know if the offense wants to put him in the game or not. But T. Higgins, if he doesn't play anymore this season, he is going to want out of Cincinnati. Like I've been saying all throughout the offseason, he want out of Cincinnati. So I believe Cincinnati will win this game by at least a touchdown or more, because New York Jets, out of Darius Slayton, and props to Darius Slayton. He is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. And Malik Neighbors isn't there, so Darius Slayton, he is going to have most of the attention when it comes to this game. And this game is on Sunday Night Football. So I got the Cincinnati Bengals winning this game by at least 10 points or more. The next game I want to talk about, Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. A lot of stuff has happened in the last 72 hours coming out of the Jets organization. The owner of the Jets, Woody Johnson, fired Robert Saleh on Tuesday. To be fair, we all know what Robert Saleh stood for. He was just a defensive coach, never really emphasized offense ever. Those years with Zach Wilson, he never really emphasized offense with Zach Wilson. That's why I say some defensive coordinators can be head coaches, and then there are some that can't. Robert Saleh, he's just a great defensive coordinator. He doesn't need to be a head coach. As far as Buffalo concerned, I'm hearing speculation that Sean McDermott's job is on his coaching, his job security is in jeopardy after years of multiple failed playoff appearances, well, winning in the playoffs, and also clock management. Last week against the Texans, he missed time. Well, he didn't manage the clock right. So the New York Jets are at a crossroads, and the Buffalo Bills are at a crossroads. Who will win this game on Monday night? I'm gonna pick the Jets in an upset because the Jets, they need this game more than the Buffalo Bills do, because the New York Jets, they have to play the Buffalo Bills later on in the season. But as far as right now, and basically the entire week that the New York Jets have had, they need something to rejuvenate their confidence and boost their confidence and try and find a way to salvage this season, because the owner, Woody Johnson, said that we are in win now mode, and you have Aaron Rodgers, so it's basically Super Bowl or bust. But everybody, if you are a Jets fan out there, you all know how I feel when it comes to the Jets making this year's Super Bowl. And we have 4 teams on a bye week this week: the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Rams, Miami Dolphins, and Minnesota Vikings. And with that, those are my predictions for week 6 of the NFL season. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And also follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember, one last thing, the key is always on time.